All right, we are live and alive. We are back on a Monday night here. Happy December, everyone. Welcome back to our weekly Monday night live stream. My name is Richie David Marrufo, MC and host. You can also find me online as Deadwall Reveries. And if you're returning, welcome back. And if this is your first time here, this is the Stay at Home Open Mic. It is our virtual open mic that we do every Monday, presented by the Barbed Wire Open Mic Series. So check it out. We got a very, very busy time. Lots of stuff going on right now. So I don't usually do a whole front office thing, but just to kind of go over what's going on as we wrap up the year. We're celebrating a tremendous recognition from our city government. They're recognizing our cultural contributions as Barbed Wire Open Mic. So tomorrow will officially be known as Barbed Wire Open Mic Day in the city of El Paso. I have to meet with, I'm going to City Hall tomorrow at 9 a.m. to get some recognition. It's been approved, I guess. So we started promoting today. That's pretty cool. So Tuesday
Woo!
we'll be there. If you're not familiar, BWOMS, aka Barbed Wire Open Mic Series, started in 2007 as part of the UTEP Creative Writing Program, the UTEP MFA program, and was co-founded by several of the MFA students, including Veronica Guajardo, Trent Hudley, and Roberto Santos. After a while, the open mic separated itself from the MFA program and went independent, but not for long because we were picked up by a nonprofit in town called BorderSenses, and they support the literary arts. In addition to the open mic, we do several different types of writing workshops, and for a good while had a journal, a literary journal. And a lot of big names have been published there. I know Robin has also been an editor in there as well, and I'm sure has been published. And so um, we've got a pretty good history there as well. When Roberto Santos took over, I started helping him out around 2008, 2009, and I took over around 2012. And because I love it so much, in the blink of an eye, here we are in 2022. I'm still doing this. I love it, and we've been able to grow so much more. For example, this online mic that we've been doing now since 2020, and hopefully we can continue to do as long as people still would love this space, and I think people have been. Today, as always, we have a list of performers, so we're going to celebrate tomorrow. I mean, at least we'll get recognized by the city government. Afterwards, if anyone is interested, we'll have pizza, and then there's no events that night. So one of the bars I work with said to come by. They said they had something planned. I don't really know what that means, but if anyone's interested in the evening, you can come check us out. Yeah, that's him. He went to UTEP MFA, Trent Hudley. Yeah, we got a lot of El Paso, Denver. I'm noticing that some connections. And the lighthouse, such a great spot too. But we'll hear about that from Mike. I'm sorry, I'm talking. I'm not crazy. I'm talking in our Zoom chat. Okay, so if you're tuning into YouTube, we encourage you guys to participate as well. Leave some comments. When you leave comments in the live chat or down below, that's a great way to see some interaction. Though we're watching, I actually do run into people like all the time who tell me that they watch the shows. They're like, "Oh, but I'm shy, so I don't participate." I'm like, "You should." It feels cool to know that people are not only listening but also want to participate. So anyway, no pressure. So this week, Tuesday, tomorrow night, if you're watching this live, it's tomorrow night. We'll be around in the evening downtown El Paso. Just a very casual celebration. I think we're gonna maybe do an official thing on Friday. This Friday we do have an open mic at Craft Rhythm and Brews. It's on 1301 Texas Street. Um, yeah, that'll be like just a day to for people who want to celebrate with us. You come out, it is an open mic. But maybe more importantly, we're going to be teaming up with Genuine Reference Studios for a toy drive. They do a toy drive every year called Toys and Tunes. I think 2 years ago we did some online stuff with them. So on Friday we'll kind of be collecting any donations if anyone wants to donate toys. We'll probably I'll have an event page on Facebook, and I'll promote it on Instagram for sure, or other places. But if you guys have donations, there's also going to be an online link. So just simple toys. But we'll talk about that later. That's this Friday. What else? What I want to say? This Wednesday, I'll be done with final grades, so I'll have a little bit of free time. I think I'm going to be in my studio all day at Power at the Pass. That's the background here. Studio sessions. I have a lot of editing to do, so I'll be there. But if anyone wants to record, I will record. I do have a couple scheduled already. But that Thursday, my homegirl, when I first started performing, I performed with this individual quite a bit, even with a band. And my friend Selene, her stage name is Rebel Lene. She's a filmmaker and poet, currently living in New York City. But she has her debut collection of poetry out, Music for Butterflies. So she's on a little tour. She started in Houston. She's gonna do El Paso, Albuquerque. She's got some spots already that she's gonna hit up. And that's going to be on Thursday, her reading in El Paso. So if you guys are free around 6 p.m., come check it out. It's going to be at the Border Network of Human Rights. Border Network for Human Rights. That's on North Piedra Street. And I know I told you I was going to be a little longer on the announcements today, but I'm just kind of trying to hit everything. What else did I want to say about that? Go support her. So she's going to be reading, but like part of her collection is also involves music, hence the name. But there will be dance as well, some film, and it's a family friendly event. So bring the kids. And also, it looks like we are planning to. Oh no, I probably shouldn't announce it actually. I was like, okay, never mind. That's a private invite. But we have, as always, a lot of stuff planned for the end of the year. If you guys want to be involved, just message me. You can find us at Barbara Open Mic pretty much anywhere on social media, Facebook, Instagram. Send a message. We'll have a couple more open mics, but the 16th, you want to come celebrate with us, that'll be cool. And that's gonna, I guess, be it for the announcements. And that's it for the stream. See you guys. Imagine if I just ended the stream right there. I almost did impulsively because I'm not used to talking so much. Anyway, this is the online open mic. If this is your first time here, it's like any other open mic. If you want to perform, all you have to do is sign up. You can look for a link to sign up in the description of this video. Now that's obviously if it's live. If you're watching this after the fact, that's not going to work. I do change the link every week as kind of a security measure. So far, we've done pretty good about not getting Zoom bombed, and there's a couple of little things I'll do, like I'll change the link every week, and double. People don't want to click on links multiple times. So anyway, that's a tangent already, but if you do want to perform, check out that link below. And if, again, you can find that link usually on any of our social media, like the day before. I usually post them on Sundays now. But that's it. Simple as that. It is a platform, so I'm going to encourage everyone, even though everyone like is coming here every week now and are probably tired of doing so. I always encourage people to share any links so that they have to things going on, maybe online events that they're involved with, any publications that they want to share, any triumphs, any new content, or of course their social media handles so you can follow them. So yeah, so this is your first time, definitely follow those peeps. It's free to do, and it's a great way to support. Other than that, I'll try and say a little bit about something about everyone before I introduce them or afterwards. And like I said before, if you are watching, definitely I encourage you guys to participate. You can do that in several ways. One of the easiest ways for us to see is if you participate in the live chat. Let us know, say hi. I'm usually on there. A couple other people that perform are usually on there, and it's just a whole lot of fun. I'll also share links, important links, so I'll post those there. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and kick things off as we often do here in El Paso. And we're going to stop in with a performance from Robin Schofield, who I've already mentioned before. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and welcome Robin to the stage. What's up, Robin?
Hey. Hey, Richie. Hey, everybody. And everybody out in YouTube land.
Let's see.
Yeah. There I am. Okay, I'm going to read some older work. because I just revived part of it and sent it out. And I'm going to have the last poem I'm going to read. It's going to be published in Panoply magazine, Panoply zine, and it's online. It'll be live in January sometime. And so this one is about what I used to do for a living, which is to teach remedial reading and writing. This is called Remedial Reading. When Raphael said he liked the classical musicians in reading for jazz to rock, I thought, oh my, he's smart and well-spoken. Yeah, he went on, the Scorpions, Def Leppard, Led Zeppelin, George Harrison. At least the list ended well. Good, I said out loud. He didn't last 2 weeks, not even past call and response. He played guitar until he got his hand slashed, defending himself from another cholo's knife, a more important skill than either reading or listening, what our team, jazz bassist and poet, offered that semester. But a new planet opened for Angelina, who nodded along to CDs of Stan Getz and Miles Davis. For the first time, she read a book, and the author was on Oprah. And it turned out that he lied in the book, and she came alive in class and listened and read more, and she looked different, just like Balboa and Buzz Aldrin. At the Center for Effective Teaching and Learning, they had us making up outcomes for our students. I had mine loving Louis Armstrong for how he blew out his lips when he played and couldn't stop. Okay, and this one is a strange little poem. I'm not sure what it means. I think I know what I had in mind, but I called it frame-ups. Forgeries of copies of imitations of great art mark what is absent present, and the lack of origin is clearly a sign of originality. For the absence is her holy presence. She is the blank wall at the museum. The mantra sounds in many mansions as well as huts on the hills. The wood smoke I drive by is unlike the second letter, the number 2, Beth, a tent over the sweat lodge, or the tent I set up in summer laced with aluminum columns. In my good graces, I taught the centuries, early and late, middle and end, British and American, ethos, pathos, and logos, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, yes, but where is our mother of compassion with her blue cape not around me? Egyptian birds stay carved in stone as bats crescendo from a cave, unlike dark matter that sits back on its haunches as if it had toad bones, about to know what God said before she put up the tent. All right, so this one is a little more straightforward, I think. And it's the one that's going to be published. And it's called Lunch at the Library. 1, San Miguel de Allende, January 2006. Frida Kahlo's parrots chatter over onion and chile in the upper valley that vanishes like smoke at sunset. A road comes out of my daydreams, and what's strange is how I kind of smile, and it runs to my belly button on the high Mexican plateau of the revolution. It runs like bougainvillea in the stones where the parrots convene. My scars stay in the mirror with tin shapes on the side. I wouldn't take them outside in the market, even though the acacia is sweet this time of year, when the moons of Jupiter prove the cosmos inconstant and the hummingbird attacks the cat. Yes, I love him and feed him, but I have my hat on backward like Monsieur Verdu in Valérie, who couldn't kill the blind girl, having made a deliberate decision not to love and be loved. The mirror and the moons are not at fault, but somehow I am, as well as the audience who laugh at Monsieur Verdu's sartorial distress. On our border, tires burn, copper smelts, refineries blacken, and I taste sulfur on the yellow air. Roots stay on the surface and reach across the Franklins, the Oregons, La Sierra del Cristo Rey. Coyote bones bounce across water. Raven tries to warn the tourists as a pale green collared lizard runs after a century of war that did not end. I cannot tell you what month the viper gives birth, but I skitter past the brackish cliff in wintertime too, climbing 3,000 feet. And here, where I sit remembering, are orange trees and a glass fountain where the water doesn't run this year. 2. Upon finding 400 pesos in the Juarez bus station, a yellow toad asked me to gamble and I spit out a gold coin. Dark Madonnas bless me for returning the 2 Sorwanas to them. I could not do less once I saw them searching their bags. Pink stucco blossoms gray and white with disrepair. St. Peter's magnet doesn't work. He needs the internet cafe, a phone with all manner of hermits' melodies, ugly as a new hatched pigeon. When dawn's gray feathers break, 1,000 cormorants break from lake to river upstream. Hawks float. I don't need a guitar. I have pebbles. I have brown sugar. I have the toad's belly. 3. Souls in Purgatory. Moth wings cover the steps at 21 Animata Privada. A carved wooden door swings shut in the mirror, equally framed in tin, bronze, and copper. A leopard moving in stippled light. A small brown man lights a wood fire with a jar of kerosene. Green birds startle from the bougainvillea, rosy leaves crinkled but soft, unlike paper, while notebooks scatter on polyester bedspreads, laptop in the chair near the frail outlet. A basket of tangerines so tart they sting. Raphael with a striped bass and fish gutter candle beside them. The man sweeps the cobblestones every morning, while her sketchbook below the blackbirds remains closed. Pepper trees twist over the stairs to the roof garden with brick arches like an insect's carapace. The vermilion flycatcher peers from the pole, which is draped in wire. The fence is a cobalt blue we have not seen before. 4. At the Biblioteca Publica. A freeze burned the poinsettias. Today, a silver rain of bird poop. I need the Library of Babel and Leibniz's monads, not these spiders in the bookcases. Through ground lenses, the artist has rearranged the atoms to fit lava rocks around this mirror as if it might be a hot spring overgrown with moss. I smell gardenias before I see the candle of Raphael holding a fish that tells the labyrinth what for, before I realize the books are on a copper table with wrenched iron legs that tremble as much as the azucar under the weight of epiphany lights. I am cold as I write this while angels with beards, Ginsberg and Kerouac serve coffee. There's no winter here. Cassidy died here. But there's no room, not like the one named for these guys. Borges and I eat sopapilla and arroz con huevos while dogs run along rooftops and sunlight leaks in through a tree above the string of lights in the world's most infinite library courtyard, open to the sky. Okay, that was a mouthful. All right, and I always like to plug Tumble Words. And this week we're doing a tribute to Donna Snyder this coming Saturday. Kit is going to take, Donna always used to do a workshop called Writing for the Dark Time. And Kit is going to continue that tradition. And for this first workshop, he's going to use 3 of Donna's poems. So it's going to be a really, really good tribute. And winter solstice and this dark time of year is very important to Donna. So anyway, come to Tumble Words, because it's a great way to get your writing juices flowing. It's on Saturdays, 1 to 3 on Zoom. Contact Kit for the link. Thanks, everybody.
Excellent. Awesome. Thank you, Robin. And that is such a great way, one of many great ways in which we can honor Donna this Saturday, Writing for the Dark Times. Continue the tradition. All right. So we're going to go ahead and continue. As I mentioned, since we are online, the beauty is that many of us can be located in El Paso or in the Southwest or Mountain Time Zone, but we can also travel to different time zones. And we're going to go a couple hours ahead to the East Coast and drop in to Pittsburgh for a couple performers. And as always, if you've been here before, you already know what's up. But and also I want to promote their project fundraiser, but after they perform. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and open up the stage, the mic, to Vale Larkin. What's up, Vale? Hello.
Hiya. Thank you.
Mhm.
How you doing?
I muted myself. I'm great, thank you.
Good. Okay, I'm going to do some B-sides today. These are recent poems I've written that I haven't really used much in many places. A couple of them came from workshops, but I'm useless and I can't remember which workshops they were. I am watching a show about a magician and he has shattered his hands. I am watching his hands make nonsense shapes in the air because he can build lightning with them if he wants it enough, but he doesn't. He's broken and battered and useless over and over, and I can see myself in him. My hands broken and useless, and I can't want it enough or work long enough, shed blood hard enough, or believe it enough. He will succeed. The music will swell, falter, fall off momentarily, beg for your attention, feed off your vicarious anxiety, your hopes. Oh, my hopes are faltering. But they will rise. In his hands, they will dance arabesques of delight and willpower, will and ability, the power to make lightning again. My hands are still here. I can see them, move them even a little. I can still grasp large, soft, and light things like plush bears and cotton candy, but pens are too small and brushes have weight, and they will no longer hold them. They will no longer hold me, their body up, apart, away, around. They will no longer hold safety. They cannot grasp life. Diversions, disappointment, and doorways. When I opened it, the adoration of the crowd sounded like the tide roaring into shore over the music, aching violins, and the high, clear cry only birds, boys, and certain other delicate creatures can let fly into the world. I stepped through, the voice of the audience beckoning me, gifts for the giftless, songs for the longing, all for the art if the all is myself, and the sea's soul slipped sideways, water to blood, the crowd's maw opening, tearing through me. The sour song of every broken chord sliced like spite through my throat. The shards of creation falling, artifice naked and artless, blank eyes and bandages where a voice should have been. I gripped the frame, desperate. I fell through, backward, battered, and more alone even than I had been. I felt the slam. That door is bolted, boarded, and cast in iron. I am not as delicate as I was now. I forged that plate myself, word by word by word. One last one. The doll in the closet. I carried out my mission in a muddle of caught breaths and hushed steps, slight and skittish over the floorboards of my mother's bedroom. I opened the closet where I had seen her reach and reaching, take and taking look, but only until she saw me, and then it was tucked away like a whisper. My instincts were sharp and wary from my years of learning how to sense impending disasters in the eyes of my parents. I knew what I was about. The doll was handmade, almost my size. She sat, her long auburn hair and paper white cloth, thread freckles, hazel eyes with small, neat feet, and the kind of clothes my mother wished me into often. She was perfect, a bright companion for a bubbling girl. I closed the closet, shamed by my secret sight. I saw love and misunderstanding, and the empty space where I should have been in her heart. On Christmas, my gasp and grin would have lit the tree alone. She was so happy, and for that day, I was hers. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Vale. Do you want to talk about your fundraiser? And I'll share that link.
Yeah, I have a play coming out in April of 2023 called Words of the Prophets. It's going on at Nancy Manacharian's The Cell Theater in Chelsea, Manhattan. And we're in the fundraising stage right now. We're trying to raise some additional money to pay, mostly to pay cast and crew a little bit more. Everyone's already being paid, but we're trying to increase everyone's income. So we would really appreciate donations to the production. If you follow the link that Richie's going to put up and that I just put in chat, that will take you directly to the fund for my play. Your donations will go directly to our production. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. And I will absolutely share that with peeps I know and on our social media. So what is up, everyone watching right now? If you're watching live, you're watching on my personal YouTube channel, which is fine. There's people actually tuning in still. So I will share the link. I'm going to re-upload it to our Barbed Wire channel. So it won't be the live stream, but I'll re-upload the links as well in the description and in the comments for everyone. So yeah, what's up, Curtis? All the way from Boston, listening in. Good to see you. I hope you had a great semester, or as you're finishing up the end of your semester. Yeah, okay. I just added the link right now in the live chat, and I will add that more later to our other network sites. But we're gonna stick around, guys, in Pittsburgh. We're gonna do our thing, keep doing our thing, and we're gonna tune in with a little short fiction with Andrew Pryor. What's up, Andrew? Welcome back.
Hey. I have a short story I wanted to read. It should be about 3 to 4 minutes. So I'm going to read that. It doesn't have a title, but anyway. All right, here it goes. I am a dead remnant of the ancient world, curled up inside of an empty detergent bottle, inside of a trash can at the end of a driveway, in front of a split-level house in the suburbs, and I torture myself every night by insisting on dreaming. Myths don't exist anymore. Magic doesn't exist anymore. Only dreams. Magic is the dinosaur blood of a distant epoch, a fossil fuel, a non-renewable resource sucked dry. All the dryads have been pruned and mulched. All the water spirits have been chlorinated and treated like sewage. And plastic fairies hover in perpetuity above lawns coated in pesticides and rock gardens littered with stranded acorns. I slipped inside one of those fairy statues once, then left feeling profoundly embarrassed, one of the last few sacrileges left. Things I have possessed over the past few months. A scuba mask with the backstrap broken, a deflated inner tube, the handle of a rusted-over gardening trowel, the scissor-cut spine of a six-pack ring, a Barbie doll with a melted face, the broken armrest of a neon green lawn chair, bottles upon bottles upon bottles, holding in the stench of curdled milk and acrid citrus and choking chemical miasma. I feel the sludge of strawberry jelly mixed with dishwashing liquid on my skin, and that's when the dreams start. The ones where I reach back through the roots of the plant the plastic used to be, some leftover smear of magic on the inside of a long empty container, and I rise up red and carnivorous out of the trash can, teeth pointed and ready to take root, and the ground shakes and the picture windows of all the houses on the block shatter. And then I wake up, because dreams are not magic. Dreams are eternally recyclable and eternally disposable, like plastic, like me. I draw into myself, feeling like garbage, listening for the song, chanting, screeching, something muffled that sounds like singing if I tell myself it is. The first night I heard it was after I woke up inside an empty bottle of pomegranate juice, sweetness on my tongue and blood in my eyes, and I turned to my left, and there was a leprechaun with red hair and a green hat grinning at me, a rainbow rising from his head. I instinctively moved towards him, following the song coming from his mouth, and then I understood, like the fairies made of plastic. But the song still remained. I sat still and listened for a long time, the words Lucky Charms printed in gold above me, and all I wanted was to sing back, to respond, but I didn't have the words. Plastic is further away from the earth than paper. A live language hovers above a dead one, sterile and suspended in midair. When I don't have the dreams of destruction and upheaval and roots piercing human flesh, I dream of trees sprouting up from the front yard, blocking all the windows from the street, trees stout and tall as oaks, sprouting plastic leaves and plastic flowers, bright and bristly in the sunshine. And I can say everything I want to say. And then I wake up because dreams are made of plastic and magic is wrapped in paper. And I sneak out of the trash can before the sun rises and the garbage truck comes, sink into a sled leaning against the fence, or an action figure with snapped off limbs, waiting until darkness, until I can throw away another one of my dreams, until I can try to relearn how to sing.
All right. Thank you, Andrew. Man, the plastic dreams, huh? So do you have anything you'd like to promote? Any websites or social media? I know we do this all the time, but yeah.
I'm on Facebook, and I have a podcast that I haven't updated in forever. I'll post the link in chat.
It is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. Thank you. Thank you for sharing as always, Andrew. Appreciate you. All right.
Very
And
poetic language.
and it was pretty cool. We checked it out a little bit last time. That podcast. You gotta update it. I mean, if you want, if you're compelled to, of course, right? But thank you, Vale Andrew out of Pittsburgh. We're actually gonna go ahead and continue moving along with our online mic, and we're gonna go ahead and move on to Denver, December in Denver with the one, the only Mike Sindler, who always got to plug the Lighthouse. We just found the connection at the beginning of the show. So, Mike, how you doing today?
Hey, doing
All right.
good. And yes, lighthouseriders.org. And yes, Trent Hundley is on the faculty there. Really good guy, teaching some interesting things. He also does a thing every month at the Colorado History Museum, which is just a couple blocks down the street from me, where we can go in and do writing in the museum every month, which is a real cool thing. Not on Zoom, unfortunately, but there is lots of stuff on Zoom that they do that is worth checking out. I'm going to read a few news things. And the first two are things that I did in Tumblewords. And this first one is called Listen. Before assuming you're right, it is good to listen. Before starting a fight, it is good to listen. Before love fades away, it it is good to listen. Before you stray or betray, it is good to listen. Before you set fire to your bed, it's good to listen. Before you crawl up inside your head, it is good to listen. Before you break your vow, it is good to listen. Before you forget how, it is good to listen. Before you lose what makes a home, it is good to listen. Before you end up alone, it is good to listen. And the second one from the same Tumble Words, which the wonderful Vale Larkin facilitated, by the way, is called Safe Being You. You do not have to wait until you learn compassion for others to practice compassion. Let me start over. Sorry. Safe Being You. You do not have to wait until you learn compassion for yourself to practice compassion for others. You do not have to have perfect compassion for others to start having compassion for yourself. You do not have to agree with loved ones to agree that you should love them. You do not have to put up with toxic loved ones just because you were supposed to love them. You do not have to chalk up your history as failure to move past history you still cling on to. You do not have to let go of what is tender to let go of what burns or cuts you. You do not have to be what you were told that you are to be what you see as true. You do not have to let fear guide you for you to arrive at feeling safe being you. And this next one is from another workshop, which I was very happy for its first time in ages and ages, able to actually do one in person instead of on Zoom. And this one we were able to do in the library, and the prompt was something you could only do in the library. And so this is a found poem, and I call it Page 99 for Melville D. 158.8. We started to chat. Apparently it wasn't going that well. 402.2. I can look at any fear I've ever had. It will look differently to me in this light. 332024. You have likely singled out and begun to challenge. I encourage you to continue working. 418.4071. We want the recording in our heads. Read answer, read answer, read answer to get unstuck. 576.939. It's a desert world, but don't think tundra. I'm using the term habitable zone reluctantly. 641.5954. A pinch of flour sizzles when it meets the surface. Process until a fine powder forms. 792.7028. That's a story for another day, my precious. Don't forget to moan like you're actually enjoying it. 808.6669. Look for lesser known places with appealing quirks. It's a risky business. 956.9405. An obscenely misleading way to describe disposal of a still smoking murder weapon. Opponents never call it anything else. 158.8. I don't think I've ever felt so much like I had been slapped without being touched in my life. And putting on the hat, I just sort of got in mind a couple of poets that are sort of beat adjacent. The first one is Kenneth Patchen, who was an influence on the beat. And yesterday, on the 11th, he would have turned 111. He was born in 1911, on December 11th. So I want to do one of his pieces called The Orange Bears. The orange bears with soft, friendly eyes who played with me when I was 10. Christ, before I'd left home, they had their paws smashed in the rolls, their backs seared by hot slag, their soft, trusting bellies kicked in, their tongues ripped out, and I went down through the woods to Smelly Creek with Whitman in the Haldeman Julius edition, and I just sat there worrying my thumbnail into the cover. What did he know about orange bears with their coats all stuck up with the soft coal and the National Guard coming over from Wheeling to stand in front of the mill gates with drawn bayonets jeering at the strikers? I remember you would put daisies on the windowsill at night, and in the morning they'd be so covered with soot you couldn't tell what they were anymore. A hell of a fat chance my orange bears had. And then on the other side of it, sort of, I kind of see him as sort of a bridge between the beats and the hippies, is Richard Brodigan. And thought I'd read one by him called Your Catfish Friend, as long as we're using animals here. If I were to live my life in catfish forms, in scaffolds of skin and whiskers at the bottom of a pond, and you were to come by one evening when the moon was shining down into my dark home and stand there at the edge of my affection and think, it's beautiful here by this pond. I wish somebody loved me. I'd love you and I'd be your catfish friend and drive such lonely thoughts from your mind, and suddenly you would be at peace and ask yourself, I wonder if there are any catfish in this pond. It seems like a perfect place for them. And I'm going to stretch out here and read one more. Brodigan talked about taking that catfish skin. And this is one by another sort of, I like to think, beat adjacent poet, our good friend Shel Silverstein. And it's called Skin Stealer. And it's from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. This evening, I unzipped my skin and carefully unscrewed my head, exactly as I always do when I prepare myself for bed. And while I slept, a cuckoo came, and naked as could be, and put on the skin and screwed on the head that once belonged to me. Now wearing my feet, he runs through the street in the most disgraceful way, doing things and saying things I'd never do or say, tickling the children, kicking the men, and dancing the ladies away. So if he makes your bright eyes cry or makes your poor head spin, the scoundrel you see, it's not really me. He's the cuckoo who's wearing my skin. Okay, thank y'all very much.
And as always, thank you, Michael Sindler. Yeah, man, and it's always cool having you on. And like I think I told you before when we had students tuning in, man, everyone always loves your paintings behind them. So I think I even sent you a screenshot of that when one of the students emailed me that. Anyway, welcome everyone to the online mic. We do have some people that are joining us as well. So we've had Jess joining us as well. Tesosomok, Tanish, welcome guys. I've added you guys to the list. So we're gonna go ahead and keep going. We're gonna go from Denver with Mike and come back to El Paso and Texas for just a little bit. And welcome back our Mr. Monday Night. You guys already know. Let's go ahead and pass it over to Kit Wren. What's up, man?
What's up, Richie? How's it going? Ah, we have a date tomorrow. That's funny. That's cool. I don't know. Life is so full of weird. I don't know what the French call is certain. I don't know. 3 of mine, and we got a little time, so I'll do 2 covers. They're both, it'll work out. Just trust me. We've known each other a while by now. We are so quick to appeal to the conscience and tell the ones who would cleave us apart that history will judge them. Yet we live in fear of the only physiological proof of this. Why? You, hangover, are the only one who knows what really happened. I trust only your account, not any texts or any photography. No headache has ever told me a lie. Hangover, inerrant morning judge, I surrender without condition to the mercy of your court. All the things that quote unquote cure you are things I should be doing anyway. As if Jiminy Cricket himself jumped into the Mezcal, you will reveal all the lessons learned and forgotten. And in the mornings, whoops, afternoons light, I will find the clarity that other drinkers drink to avoid. That's good. Save it for later, though. I'm not sure if I've read this one before. Well, that won't be true in about 5 seconds because I'll start reading. I wish we hadn't made such a point of correcting the historical record and lionizing the writers who were secrets and who died young and undiscovered. It has made today's writers secretive and death-driven, filled with questions like, how can I be Kafka if people like me now? How can I be important if people enjoy me in the moment? If I don't die young, will I ever be famous? It turns out I am not writing for the ages. It turns out nobody is. Literary reputation, like most of the rest of history, is accident and calamity. A kitchen fire that smells delicious. All the days I sat, dreaming with satisfaction of a professor securing himself to the tenure track with a study of my notebooks. The fact that those notebooks were blank did not pierce the logic of the dream, did not spur me, as it should have, to desperate alarmed action. I remember a man at the Black Orchid Lounge, RIP, who whispered to me like a fellow conspirator that poets are prosecuted, that he was proud to be a poet among poets in a dangerous time to be a poet. When he was arrested later that night, it was for public urination, not public verse. When I saw him again a few weeks later, he was now a stand-up comedian. His set was mostly about animal mutilation, and he told me with the pride of a new homeowner signing the contract that comedians were the last truth tellers, and he was proud to be a comedian, even as they were persecuted. His set was mostly about animal mutilation. The other comedians turned against him. He put his name in the bowl and they would take it out. So he was, in the end, persecuted, I suppose. But being right isn't the same thing as telling the truth. I could say if I wanted to, with a visionary intonation, that I need to do this. And I do find it necessary, but not like a calling, like a chore. I was not touched by God, eaten by the sun, or bitten by a radioactive spider. This is not a mission. This is laundry. I want clean clothes, so there are things I have to do. I want to know what I think, so there is a process I must follow. Easy or hard, good or bad? What does that matter to me? Who's going to do it for me? You? Have you met the people I met who think that they were made for this? All right. And I'm going to do two covers. One for a woman who died a couple of weeks ago, the great Bernadette Mayer. This is one of her sonnets called "You Jerk, You Didn't Call Me Up." You jerk, you didn't call me up. I haven't seen you in so long, you probably have a fucking tan. And besides that, instead of making love tonight, you're drinking your parents to the airport. I'm through with you bourgeois boys. All you ever do is go back to ancestral comforts only money can get. Even Catullus was rich, but nowadays you guys settle for a couch, buy a soporific colored cable TV set instead of any arc of love. No wonder the G.I. Joe team blows it every other time. Wake up! It's the middle of the night. You can either make love or die at the hands of the Cobra Commander. To make love, turn to page 120. To die, turn to page 172. And I'm going to close with, to the extent that it's possible to have a favorite poem, I think this is my favorite poem. This is the first line is The Deepest by Kim Antonizio, which I, of course, have read several times before. You're going to hear it one more time. I have been one acquainted with the spatula, the slotted, scuffed, Teflon-coated spatula that lifts a solitary hamburger from pan to plates. Acquainted with the vibrator known as the pocket rocket and the dildo that goes by text. And I have gone out a drunken bitch in order to ruin what love I was given. And also I have measured out my life in little pills. Zoloft, Restoril, Celexa, Xanax. I have. I am a poet. And it is my job, my duty, to know wherein lies the beauty of this degraded body. Or maybe it's the degradation in the beautiful body. The ugly me, groping back to my desk to piss on perfection, to lay my kiss of mortal confusion upon the mouth of infinite wisdom. My kiss says razors and pain. My kiss says America is charged with the madness of God. Sundays too. The soldiers get up early, put on their fatigues in the blue-black day, black milk, black gold, Texas tea, into the valley of Halliburton, ride the infantry. Why does 1 month have to be the cruelest? Can't they all be equally cruel? I have seen the best gamers of your generation joysticking their M1 tanks through the sewage-filled streets. Whose world this is? I think I know.
Very cool, very cool. Thank you, Kit. Yeah, man, talk about Tumblewords really quick for our new viewers.
Yes, I'll lead with that. I'll lead with the cool little tote bag that we got several years ago. It's really cool, right? That's why I use it as an image. Tumblewords is a generative writing workshop. The only rule is everyone writes and everyone reads. You will be asked to share what you write on the spot. It's honestly, I'm going to vouch for that as a good program. I would not be even a tenth of the public speaker I am without Tumblewords prodding me along, sometimes with a little electrical jolt, sometimes not. Eventually I learned. And yes, and as Mom mentioned, Saturday will be a tribute to our founder, Donna Snyder, who passed away after a brief but intense battle with cancer in October. And she always reserved the Saturday closest to the solstice for her Writing for the Dark Time workshop, and we're going to reserve it in perpetuity for her, and we're going to use her poems to explore those darkness themes. So 1 o'clock Mountain, Tumblewords Project on Facebook, my name on Facebook. Oh, speaking of, here are my other links, because we'll start from the bottom up again this time. So you can send me an email or find me on Facebook. You want to know more about Tumblewords or more about life in general? I don't know. You got questions, I got answers. We'll see if they match. Ko-fi.com/KitRen, where there's a bunch of belletristic essays about American football. You can find me on Twitter for now at Kid Talk Sports. You can find me on Insta at Kid Runaway, where most of my posts are about either Tumblewords or this. And that is all I have for tonight. So take it away, Richie.
Yeah, awesome, kid. Thanks for reading those. That was cool to hear some new ones too, and some of the classics, of course. It's funny how everyone from the poets to the comedians always have their turtle stories. They're out there. Anyway, yeah, that's one of the wild poems. If you guys missed that one of. Anyway, I always love those. Check out Tumblewords if you have not had a chance and you're free. Definitely recommend it if you're just trying to work on some writing. We're gonna go ahead and move around a little bit, but still in Texas, which is a pretty huge place anyway. So we're gonna go ahead and welcome back to the mic, Lungs of Dust. That's the stage name. That's how we're doing it. Lungs of Dust. What's up? Welcome back.
Hey Richie, what's up?
Hey.
Thank you for having me back. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Good, okay. Awesome. So I'm gonna read a couple of things. This first one I'm gonna read, I actually just wrote it like I think I started it last Monday and I finished it. I kind of finished it up today. So I hope it doesn't read like it was rushed or anything, because I kind of took my time with it.
No excuses necessary.
Yeah. So here, let me see. So once again, if I don't have a title, my first line is kind of my title. So this first line, I guess it goes, I remember as a child fearing the darkness, the monsters that lurked in my every direction, like a framed recollection of a vignette closing in. Too young to be roaming faithless, but there I still was, all but a child of 10 with demons on the brain, made worse by haunted terrain, in God-fearing mothers who wonder why you're under the covers. Scared of the shadows, wonder if they'll take me whole or take a part of my soul. Could I blame it on choosing no God? Because at 10, I saw the story flawed. Could I live forever this way, or will a faithless life watch me decay? Would you hate me if I don't believe? Would you call me naive? All but a child of 10, and drowning in religious oceans, sinking my emotions in dreams of darkness that nailed this coffin shut like a knife in my gut. Too young to know how it all works, too young to be exploring caves with evil smirks. I feared the darkness then, just a child running wild with the demons in their shadows, like the first friends I knew, a friendship of true blue. So that's my first one. And my second one, I was kind of I was looking back at some of my notes, and I wrote this back in August. It's a little like me thinking about the day that I wrote it. I kind of had to look back at dates and stuff, but it was whenever Gabby Petito like went missing. It was around that time, and I remember I was looking outside, and I was thinking about her, and there was just like a storm coming in, and you get the bad vibes, and I don't know, I was just thinking about this poor girl, and yeah, and I just kind of wrote this. The clouds, they form into foreign beings, so far to the touch, but crisp as they are fleeting. The old man with funny shaped glasses and his mustache, a sky long, surrounded by gremlins, tornado breathing creatures, and two-tone scorpions made of hollow sky. The clouds, they form into foreign beings to warn us a storm is coming. And that's it. That's all I have this week.
Awesome. No, thank you for sharing those. And
No, that was great. Yeah.
Thank you.
Never apologize. Stuff's great.
it's true. It's true.
Thanks,
One of the
Mike.
rules now. Now you know.
Yeah.
No, I love the explanations, but I appreciate it, Arlette. And yeah, great to have you as always. Did you still want to promote like your Instagram and all that?
Sure. I mean, you can follow me on Lungs of Dust. You can sometimes I don't post. Sometimes I do. I share music. I just share my life, taking pictures, film, hanging out. That's it.
Awesome. I dig it. Thank you so much. Lungs of Dust. Awesome. And I do have video of when you performed at that BWOMS. It's okay. I'll send it to
Oh
you.
my
See if you like
God.
it. Yeah, yeah. I found it like, oh yeah, I remember that night now. You reminded me last time,
I'm
so
cringing so bad right now.
that's not bad as you think. Anyway, thank you. I'm not gonna post it. I will send it to you though. Okay. Sweet. So once again, welcome everyone. I see that we have a couple people adding themselves to listen now. Dricia Poetry. Awesome. She was here last time. I love it. And we just had Alan show up on the Zoom call. So what is up? We got the list going on. Looking at the list, we're gonna go ahead and continue on though to Washington D.C. And whether you're ready or not, here comes Eddie or not. That's right. Let's go ahead and make some noise. The man, the legend, Ed Poetastic. What's going
Because
on, my friend?
you're so fantastic. Thank you for being so enthusiastic. Oh, your words so bombastic. Hello, my name is Ed Potastic. Oh, you're feeling fantastic. Please get in time to go join my rhyme for feel sublime. I got 6 jokes and 3 poems, so it's not going to take too much time. The first joke is, why doesn't 7 talks to 9? Because 7, 8, 9. What did the surfer name his car? The Big Kahuna. How did a dog got a part in the play? Because he played dead. What did the moon said about the sun? It was out of this world. Why did the fish love to go skydiving? He loved to go fly fishing. And last but not least, what did the turkey said to the pastor at confession? His conscience was stuffed. He was secretly eating turkey jerky. All right, hope everyone left those jokes for you folks. I got one poem. This is called Life Jacket. I wish you would step up from that ledge, my friend. You could cut ties with all the lives that you've been living in. And if you don't want to see me again, I will understand. I will understand. Please, suicide is a selfish thing. We all know that shadows cling. Don't suffocate in bee stings. Life is full of bittersweet flings. Please understand that depression is scary. Don't nestle in chaotic tapestry. You can guarantee it. Only you hold the key. Don't keep crying vitamin C's. Please, lies are full of deceit. Only gasoline can fuel heat. Don't let it keep biting at your feet. Don't keep feeling incomplete. Please, lovers come and go. Please let your heart lay frozen in snow. Don't keep getting pecked by crows. So you know your glow can still flow. Please, poverty is temporary. You can ask Larry, Harry, or Jerry. Money can leave you wary. On the contrary, say what you can carry. Please don't be anxious. They're just restless nerves. They feel above us, but they are beneath us. Please make the darkness oblivious. Please, misdeeds are mistakes. You live a week make. Please don't let your future break. There are more bigger things at stake. Please, mental illness is tough. We're all full of complex stuff. You don't have to stay rough. You can always remove those invisible cuffs. Please understand that social constructs are unreal. Does it take a short time to heal? Please don't let it crush your will. It's everything but true or real. Please remember that problems are lessons. There is a sun on every horizon. You can't solve all kinds of situations. For your information, life has no combination or explanation. Please, we've all been there. Please realize someone cares. You can always bear what you share. Don't let yourself suffer from mauls and tears. Please, you're the only one. Please live with all your might and sight underneath the sun. Please don't leave your life undone. Please think about everyone or someone. Please realize you matter. Hey, no more doubtful banter. You can live the past away. I wish you can step up from that ledge, my friend. I will understand. Wish you could step up from that ledge, my friend. I wish you can step up from that ledge, my friend. I will understand. I will understand. All right. Thank you so much. This is called Rooted Shadow. Sometimes blood is thicker than water. No direction, guidance, or father. My blood is boiling hotter, hotter, hotter. My clear tears feel like raging salt water. The soul and heart burst from confusion, chasing question about an easy end. I got into so many inner executions. I couldn't comprehend the struggles that transcend. A shadow dancing on eggshells, nails, and glass, praying for God to offer a holy sign. You know, a little sunlight for this little grass. Too bad the line to the vine was declined. I was alone with a name I didn't understand, had empty heart and even emptier hands. I bathed in emptiness and loneliness firsthand, trying to understand the foggy meaning of how to be a man. Every single Father's Day, I was completely alone. There is no joys of celebrating pastimes. The grief is slowly melting in my bones. I was young, yet I wasn't in my prime. My whimpering cries fall on deaf ears, no light in my mental cave. The ear mocking of my fears. My depression comes in millions of waves. My existence flickers in the chaotic storms. My mind boggles the concept of who am I, the echoes wishing I wasn't born. I couldn't see a glimmer of light in my inky sky. Why I learned the deepest depth of life. The virtue is that you really don't need family. Yes, life is full of inner and outer spite. Truly love whoever you are, but don't be hazily unhappy. Remember that empty loneliness is a great teacher. Whenever you plant a tiny seed, be there to make it stronger and never weaker. Do whatever necessary to proceed to make him or her succeed. Thank you. Okay, I got one more. This is called Academic Days. I woke up early trying to catch the cheese bus, eating a PJ until it turns to dust. Pecking a code Yahoo was a plus. Man, I look like a gloomy Gus. I waited outside until the clock hit 7. I was praying for the clock to hit 11. Everyone knew that lunch was heaven, a little bite of fuel for this depression. I rushed towards my cramped locker. I am stuffing my book bag like a mass shopper, as quickly and quietly as a robber. The first class was always a whopper. My pencils and pens dancing on bleached papers, pink erasers slowly disappearing into vapor. I was writing, then rewriting to feel much safer. The angry writer, then the raging grader. Listen to 80s or 90s hits, man. The iPod was something sick. My ears feeling like a musical bliss. The lyrics seemed to always stick. My music was too loud. I was singing like a joyful clown. It appears I'd drawn the attention of a curious crowd. Snatch, off goes my whimsical crown. I grabbed the lunch tray. A familiar face asked if I wanted to play. I said PSP all day, every day. PSP was turned on and ready to slay. School is finally over. Time to hang out with friends. I love the familiar exposure. I wish the good times didn't end. Woke up late. Too bad time can't wait. Damn this unmovable gate. I'm waiting to hear the principal's debate. I had to report to detention. It was to reflect on my uncontrolled situation. It was a solo hour of self-reflection. It was everything but sweet satisfaction. I bumped into the girl I like. She was sight to my candlelight. I try with all my might. She was the day while I was the night. Before I knew it, I graduate. No more one-sided debates. No more school. I couldn't wait. I thought things would be easy as cake. Enrolled in college. Oh boy, the complex cottage. Everyone was stressed and unedged. It felt like staring off at a vast ledge. I want to quickly escape. All this paperwork, I'll go ape. All these loans made me cry lakes. Come on, give me a freaking break. The parties were a huge blast. They last longer if you had cash. That'd be times gone so fast. It was talk, then play, then drink, then crash. My migraines were having heart attacks. The pressure was coming in millions of stacks. Persistently studying to try to keep track. Studying, watching everything fade to black. My conclusion is you will always need school. I know it's not cool being used as a tool. You need to be smart, not to be a fool. Please keep swimming deeper in the academic pool. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, some great advice, man. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Appreciate it, man. You got any events that you're running this week? Or, of course, if people are tuning in for the first time, how can they find you?
Oh, of course, I got a movie night with me and Vocabulary on Wednesday at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're featuring Jim Carrey's The Grinch Stole Christmas. And I have a workshop that's at December 22nd, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please come if you want to write or rhyme. If you have time, please, 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 you'll feel simply sublime. But I want to promote this wonderful I want to promote this wonderful open mic that makes our Monday night such a delight in every single spotlight. But if you want to follow me, please feel free. My Facebook is Eddie Foreman and my IG is Eddie Foreman 92. Remember, if the mic is right, I'll be there to shine my potential insight. You send me a request, you take guess. The answer is yes. Hope everyone stay safe, safe, positive, and blessed, and never stop singing and speaking the wonderful word outside your chest.
Hell yeah, I love it. I love it. Thank you, Ed, for those powerful words there. Reminds me of what Dizzy Gillespie said. I mean, he was talking about kind of like writing music, but he says, if you can sing it, you can write it. And I think that's just kind of true of just any kind of writing. Just going to keep singing, finding that voice in ourselves, amongst other people too. Thank you. So we are going to go from DC to WC meaning the West Coast. In fact, we're going to zoom in to San Francisco, where we're going to have Tanish is here in the house joining us from San Francisco. Tanish, are you here with us? Want to make sure. Yeah, awesome. How are you doing today? What's up?
Good. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thank you. Go and take it away.
That's always really good to be here. I'm going to try some poems I've been working on the last few months in Spanish. Okay, so this one, and I'll do the English afterwards. Porque es más fácil a veces rendirse en otra lengua. Quemándolo todo, construyéndolo de nuevo, levitándome entre las cenizas. Cuando me pregunto si termina este yo-yo. Lo que no me hace mejor no me apoya. Se destruye o me destruye a mí, dependiendo de la atención que presto a mi bienestar. Si no mucho o no suficiente, me agito cayéndome libre hacia el fondo, huyendo en la tierra. Si mucho lo destruyo yo o cambio la dirección en la que va el edificio para llegar a donde quieren ellos que esté. Lo elijo todo en camino, pero ya me he caído de las estrellas tantas veces que todo me llega más fácil solo si escucho a los pájaros guiándome. Why is it easier sometimes surrendering in another language? Burning everything, building it again, levitating through the ashes. When I ask myself, does this yo-yo end? What doesn't improve me doesn't support me. It destroys itself or it destroys me, depending on the awareness of my own well-being. If not enough or not much, right? I free fall, trust fall, disappearing into the earth. If hyper-aware, I destroy it myself, or I change the trajectory of the building that they want for it to go. I decide everything in the moment, but I've already fallen from the stars so many times that it all now comes more easily, only if I listen to the birds that guide me. Poem 2. ¿Cómo viajar en el tiempo o el arrepentimiento o el narciso subvertido? Si nos fijamos en el espejo, intenso en reflejo, el arrepentimiento oceánico de nuestra mirada nos habilita a girar atrás las manecillas del reloj. En el presente entonces existes, en el pasado a la vez, para ver la conexión entre dos mitades inconsolables, del mismo entero y por donde se desviaron. Descubre aquí en esta dimensión fuera del tiempo la quiebra que vibra una línea sísmica, separándose, reparándose en olas del amor en fiebre, el que no se muere sino se moldea según las acciones que haces después del temblor. English. How to time travel or regret or narcissus subverted. If we focus in a mirror intensely in our reflection, the regret as wide as the ocean living in our gaze gives us the power to turn back the hands of a clock. In the present you live, in the present then you live, but at once in the past, seeing the connection between the two inconsolable halves of the same whole and where it went off track. Discover here, in this dimension outside of time, the break that vibrates this seismic line, separating, repairing itself in waves of a feverish love, the kind that never dies, but rather molds itself according to the actions you take after the tremor. I have two more that are in Spanish. El humo de un cigarro quita las cicatrices de un dolor pasado, de un amor mal guiado, mal donado. Un arrepentimiento tan hondo no se te deja olvidar y el humo te lleve a través de autodañar. Pero después de un tiempo te necesitas sanar tú. No puedes seguir viviendo, abriendo la misma pena de ayer cada vez que te falta. La autoconfianza recordando ese momento que no llegaste a tu mejor. Perdónate, por favor. Por ti, para ti, abriarte con la luz que todos adentro somos. Smoke from a cigarette takes away the scars of a past pain, of a love poorly given, one that lost its way. A regret this deep won't let you forget, and the smoke relieves you through self-harm. But after a time, you must heal yourself. No longer can you live excavating the same grief of yesterday every time you lack self-confidence, remembering that moment where you fell short of your best. Forgive yourself, please, for yourself, for you, until you shine with the light that all of us are inside. I have to scroll to find the last one. Sorry. Okay, here it is. El respeto vive en el espacio. El sudor, las lágrimas, suplican reunirse con el mar, gatear a gotita, a encontrarse con su familia. Si ves bichitos translucientes que se parecen girándose, que se parecen girando a propósito, a la orilla en la arena, sin piel, no te preocupes, son solo las lágrimas y el sudor salados. Protegen la piel soleada, mirando el sol como el solo, sagrado, abandonado. pero el sol de otro lado, del cielo estrellado, mira a nosotros todos solos, como nuestros propios balones, hablando encendidos. Tenemos una multitud de ejemplos vivos. Si nos preocupamos con levantarnos las cabezas y dejas saber cómo se interactúan las estrellas entre sí dentro del espacio. Then the respect that lives in space. Sweat, tears, beg to be reunited with the sea, crawling drop by drop until they find themselves among family. If you see tiny translucent bugs that seem to turn with purpose toward the shore in the sand skin, don't worry, they're only salty tears and sweat. Protect sun-kissed skin, gazing at the sun as the only one, sacred, abandoned, yet the sun on the other side of the starry sky sees us all alone as our own walking balls of flame. We have our pick of shining examples if we bother to lift our heads and eyebrows to see how stars behave with each other in space. That's it. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you, Tanish. Awesome. Really love it. How can people follow and support your work online?
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube, Twitter, though it's kind of not super focused. I post about like a lot of stuff on there. Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, Tanish Cantos, or my website, tanishcantos.com. As always, thank you so much.
Word, I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's always great. We gotta appreciate and love all the multilingual poets up in here speaking in different languages. You know, over the years, we've definitely had quite a few. You know, and we want that. We want to celebrate that. Very cool. Man, Twitter's been tripping me out lately, but I don't know. Let's save that can of worms for another night, or maybe even the after party. But for now, we still have our online mic. We got some new peeps jumping in. In fact, joining us from Puerto Rico. Let's go ahead and welcome Jess to the stage. Hey, Jess, how you doing today? Welcome. Let's see.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, there you are. Awesome.
Hey, hey, thanks for the space. So I'm not gonna take up too much time. I'm just gonna dive right in if it's okay. My poems tend to be really long, so I'm just gonna try to stick to two, unless you guys want to hear more. So here we go. I share with you my rawest pieces when we first met. Your hands became part of my nest. Your charm reached well beyond my skin. For a very reserved person, I gave you more than just a piece of me. I lost myself, lost my dreams. Watch while you burn my branches, selfishly devour my fruit, and rid yourself of my leaves. Then, one day, I remember how to sow new seeds. Remember, my roots could not be dismembered, for it runs in my veins. Soul of a storm, strength of a hurricane. And so I left you. And in full fury and vitriol, you still continue to try and break my wings. The scar left behind is a period I can't justify. But, bitch, let go. Bye. 'Cause see, I fell in love again. That first breath of life when you're drowning, that first bright light after a time far too long in the dark, that exhilarating feeling of finding the key to free yourself from that distant version of yourself. The one that imprisoned you in your own abyss. My princess was born. I still remember that first look into her eyes, a surface mind of hope, surprisingly wise. See, I speak this piece not because of the tears that I shed, but because of the beauty of that queen in the mirror. That fearless woman who, in her true essence, is a gift to the world. I speak so that my daughter and sisters can rise, redesign and flourish, learn from my mistakes, and create carousels of rainbows. I speak this piece so I can tickle your ears and remind you that even in hard times, when they dare tell you who you cannot be, you are benevolence. The sun and ancestors have fed you water and fire. You are life. Hail to you. You are and will always be a queen. Poem. That's the first one. And the second one is both in English and Spanish. Not equally translated, but here we go. No soy poeta. No me llames poeta. Por favor, no me luzca. Yo escribo, yo lucho. Soy madre, soy mujer poderosa. Apoyo a lo de aquí. Rechazo el yanqui. Mis logros son pequeños. Mis palabras desaparecen con el viento. Mis huellas para uno visible y otros elusivos. Pero poquito a poquito se van pegando estas huellas buscando alimentar y otros a sanar. Pero no soy poeta. Es que no marcho entre aplausos. Soy egoísta, mis letras son las mías y no declamo a menudo. Como mamá soltera, ando súper cargada. Y aunque no tengo nada, a mis hermanos les ofrezco un pan, el pan de mi plato, mis brazos que descansa su cansancio. Y si la tengo, pues el traguito de ron. But I'm not a poet. Not your conventional poet. See, I cannot come on stage, force a smile on my face, mimic the sounds and poetic patterns to the pitter-patter of your forever imagined and characterized role. See, I will not play puppet to the likes of the posturized liberals, the same ones that find refuge in the academy by hiding their own addiction to fame and obscene consumerism. Those same behaviors and solutions they critique and discourse in their day-to-day practices. See, they lack real humanism and reek of opportunism. And I am not their poet today. See, I will not share the raw truths that I live, the scars that prevent my healing, the injustices that I see, that I breathe and cannot escape under the conditions that I do that shit fucking pretty. Scholarly, soften my truths to appease your insensitive people. See, I will not and cannot exploit my own. I will not allow the shouts of my verses to be confined and observed in censored captivity, to be criticized for my street poetry, yet flaunted, used, and chastised at any motherfucking whim. I will not let you seduce me into your marketing trap. My art is my own. It is my solace, that light that offers me solidarity when sadness or rage finds me in darkness. My art belongs to me and my struggling self. We will not wed, and your neoliberal market solutions are lost to me because, simply put, I am not a poet. Your exoticized vision of me and my art will not become your currency, and I will not allow myself to become appropriated to suit you or enhance your brand. I am not your poet. and I cannot be commercialized. No soy poeta. No me llames poeta. Ser poeta es una enorme responsabilidad, un trabajo a tiempo completo que nunca acaba. Pues claro, porque como artista tiene la responsabilidad de ser parte de cambio social. No soy poeta. Soy jefa de familia. Y cuando llego a casa me convierto en sirviente, cocinera, mamá, educadora, de hacer a mi nena consciente en su presente y el presente de su pueblo. Demuestro la importancia de tener compasión, orgullo, confianza en sí misma, de luchar por y amar a su tierra, sus hermanos y su propia piel. Acepto este destino. Y aunque no soy poeta, con mis letras desafío al viento y grito, soy alguien. I am somebody. Libre soy de tus ideales. I free myself from your ideals. Soy dueña de lo que soy. Only I own my future. Siembro. Me desnudo. I am unbreakable and nurturing. Sabrá quién me aceptará por mí. I cannot foresee who will accept me for me. Pero como poeta, yo voy a mí. But as a poet, I always got love for me. Poem.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yo, did you want to do another one? That was great, Jess. I loved it. Speaking your truth there. You're more than welcome to do another one. If not, do you want to really quick let us know where people can support and follow you online as well? No, all right, cool. Jess, that was really great though. Really loved it. Loved your reading voice. And if you want to put any links in the Zoom chat, oh, there you are. Okay, what's up?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm here in PR and my internet is really shitty sometimes. But yeah, I'd love to spit another piece. I'm not going to take up too much time. I don't want to be a hog mic. But yeah, you guys can follow me on LSC Swag on all social media. Although I got to be quite honest, I don't use social media much. I try to, but you know, we are a grassroots initiative, and all the work that we do is on the ground. So although I do try to, you know, be on the net, yeah, my focus is just the work that we do on the ground. But yeah, let me spit a real quick one. This is only gonna be in English, okay? Because I also need to make sure I don't lose my English accent. So here we go. We were already condemned before it all started. Those making the rules, disguised as snakes and monkeys, claiming the lives of all our departed. Man, I'm sick of writing these poems. But I can't help but to remember their names. See, we need to unite. We gotta reclaim. The ultimate responsibility is to our children, to sculpture, the thinking in society we think is right for them. Hands that serve are holier than the lips that pray. Hands that serve. Those that serve. And fuck the blue and fuck the church. Don't preach of healing and peace, because no amount of praying or justice is worth all of the suffering of the killing of so very many of our clean-hearted men, women, and children. See, when we flip the script and strip the blue of racism, then and only then can we mend. Only then can we have peace. Show me he will heal us and walk with them. Because I only see how privilege has trained them to be less sensitive to their fellows, not fellows, because they have nightmares filled with violence that excites them, while our mothers wait with streaming eyes of worrying about their babies chased by the blue. Hey, Chauvin, Brett, Kimberly, Timothy, Darren, Michael, do you know what it's like thinking every fucking siren you hear near or far is out for you or your kin? El racismo es racismo en cualquier jurisdicción. El privilegio blanco lo tienes tú. If that were your child, you'd fight with fists, teeth, weapons, and force. You'd punish the abuser and all the good people that witness with no mercy or remorse. You'd stand for their rights and fight all fights. You never give up, though the pace was slow and you lost all sight. Love thy neighbor. Unguarded cries, a journey of our names. Tomorrow the news stops speaking our truth, but I remember what our sad history became. If that were your child, you'd ensure he or she were carefree and playing in the sun, not living in a racially violent nightmare with a divided people and the future in the hands of a government misrun. Love thy neighbor. Make moves behind the scenes. Be a part of the hundreds making noise and who consistently revoke. I mean, fuck, even the pesky little selfie activists with another flavor of the week who we know are not the norm can form and in multitude ultimately transform. I mean, fuck. Love thy neighbor. A voice is a voice is a voice. Defiende lo tuyo. This matters. Every breath, every syllable, every motherfucking sentence. And remember, all forms of oppression are connected. Love thy neighbor, educate, be courageous, and unite. Poem.
Awesome, amazing. Thank you, Jess. Glad you could join us here today. Cool. Is there? Yeah, I guess I just want to ask if there's anything last thing you wanted to promote or say before we move on. Okay, cool. We got peeps joining us right now too on the YouTube live stream. They're finding it. So anyway, Jess, thank you so much. Please share anything there in the chat as well. We are going to keep the show going, but it's super great having you, and we are here every Monday. So anytime you feel compelled, come through and spit some of that truth. Yeah, making noise, making moves, all that stuff. We're gonna go ahead and come back to Drisha, who's back, who has read before, and so it's always good when someone makes it back. Drisha, how you doing today? Hello.
I'm great, thank you.
Cool.
I'm glad to be in the open mic again. I'm truly grateful. I don't know whether I would be able to attend or not, but thank you for the warm welcome. So I would be performing a poetry called Toxicality. So you know how in today's life we are just surrounded by toxic positivity, that you got to be positive anyway, like no matter what. So it's just about that positivity is good, but too much positivity just takes out all the energy in you. So let me start. Toxicality. Oh, it's gonna be all right. Oh, it's gonna be so fine. But you know what? I don't believe in this anymore. And yes, I do decline. In reality, things are not that flowery as you make it, because no matter how positive you are, the truth is you will have to bear it. They say what seems desirable, not what is true. They say what is desirable, not what is true. But what is the point of giving me fake hopes in the times of blue? It breaks my heart when things don't go as they said. It shatters and breaks me inside further till I crash. A generally positive outlook is not harmful, till you overdo it and make it seem irrational. I want to feel myself. I want to heal the right way. Being always so positive will not really make my problems run away. This kind of positivity stops me to express what I want to feel, making it even harder to live freely and breathe. Why should I be so bubbly when I'm going through a lot? Not feeling positive enough, huh? But is this a sin or fraud? This kind of positivity makes me tight in my own skin. Not feeling positive enough, huh? They say. But is this such a sin? This fake optimism, these make beliefs are just not right. In a world like this, the society needs to be more practical and wise. So my question comes, why to glorify something that is not true, giving false and delusional hopes in the times of gloom? Rather than a relief, it toxifies my mentality towards things, situations, circumstances, and most of all, my own reality. I just wonder, how can I live like that? Showing what isn't true, but just another society-based fad. So what if I don't want to be cheerful? So what if I want to embrace my struggle? There shouldn't be any compulsion like society imposes, instead of relief causing menace in the mind and fuss. It has led me to compare myself, what's wrong with me? Like literally, what is wrong with me? But in my hearts of hearts, I know it's the society glorifying this terrible misery. Stop with this fake optimism. Stop making us oblige. Stop acting like it's all gonna be so fine. We are not in a fairy tale, nor in a land of divine. Normalize the tough reality, no matter how hard it might seem. Accept it as part of life and embrace what you are about to fight, what you are about to fight. Thank you. So this was my first piece. I would be presenting a small piece that I wrote just a few days back regarding just in a fun vibe kind of thing. So it's called Adventure. I'll start. I can run, I can climb, but this fear stops me and makes me blind. It shatters my dreams, makes me weak. Every single time, 3 rows in a streak. I cannot achieve my dream like this, where I live with fear. Now, the world is a place of hell with every single step I take. It is making me tired, burdened with. However, I still hope the day as it comes, the fear will disappear to its end. I cannot stop it, nor can I control. With every single day, I'm losing just hope and hope. I see it every day, possessing my body. All my tries are futile. The thoughts, the innovations are false desires. Follow me the entire journey. All my body is torn and numb, which seems like a terrible drum. Thank you. So these were my 2 pieces. It was great performing at the open mic again. Like it always charges you up with enough energy for the day. And it's just a good start to the day, I guess.
Yeah, awesome. I love that. I appreciate that. And if you have any links that you have or anything you want to share,
Yeah.
social media, yeah, please feel free to share that.
You guys follow me. I don't know if you are able to see it. Is it visible?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, in case it isn't visible, I'll drop it in the chat box as well.
Awesome. Drishya Poetry. Love it. Thank you so much. And I'll share those links as well to YouTube. Good having you back. Yeah, welcome back. You know, you're welcome anytime. So when you need that jump start to the day, let's be honest, I'm a night owl. So for me, for a lot of us, it's nighttime and late, but that's kind of start from my day too, because I stay up all night and then do it, in the morning. Anyway, always welcome back anytime, Trisha. Good to have you. We got a couple more performers, guys. It's been an interesting mic. Always love it. It's a lot of fun. We're gonna go ahead and go to Los Angeles and welcome back to the stage Teso Somok, who's got some book out ready for the holidays and doing some great promo for it. Tez, what's going on, man?
You like my promos?
They're cool. They're inspiring.
So, folks, I got a new book out. I'm Not Your Chihuahua. So, if you get a chance, pick it up on Amazon. I'll put the link after. I'm going to jump in, go back to my bread and butter stuff. Richie. Meta discourse. A famous pianist described the rules of his art. One must play, he said, exactly what is written on the score. Then, doubting the truth of what he had said, but what does exactly mean? Michel Arrive. Meta discourse is a fact of everyday life. This is not an illusory bait for coherence and comprehension. The polysemic semiotic symbol can produce three types of neuroses: hysteria, obsession, and anxiety, kind of like a homeowners association, HOA. Language, by its incompleteness, is a special social symbolic system. Language, a two-sided minion conceived in the entrails of materialism as the sign, but pragmatically articulated as a sanguine signified and stratifying signifiers. Beyond the primal horde of Kantian totalizing linguistic imperialism and its reductive nativist essentialism, that opposites can subordinate and sublimate under a unitary single object. Something neurotics with a simple philological criticism dispel as mirages. The shackled chains of erasure remove presuppositions that language is the precondition of the unconscious. But rather, the unconscious is a precondition for linguistics. The incorporeal signifier sheds its stoic grounding in the materialism of the signified and butterflies ungrounded, empty, lacking for attachment. The trickster's cynical signifier, sometimes grasped as an abstract entity gutturalized into phonemes, may be grasped as a concrete entity once articulated into sounds. The signifier of external perception, the dominance of the letter in its double discourse as the discourse signifier, the unconscious as discourse. The strange simulacra of language is that it has no perceptible entities at the outset, yet it will not permit nor doubt they must exist because they constitute it. We bestow our mental health on the faith of meta language, the same regime of signification that has rendered us imperceptible at the onset, but insists we exist at some back alley, thrash-strewn, ghetto, syntagmatic, transphasic social domain, some minor, enunciative, muffled meta-discourse. The antithetical existence to remain locked in the domain of meta language, always vulnerable to two antithetical signifieds, none for which we have receipts. Meta discourse, which must not be confused by the trauma porn poet as the meta language of representation, confronts us with a series of processes which are ordered in sequences in which the word must take its place. If you're working your trauma, don't get caught in the linguistic game of the real. The real, in fact, is attached by a piece of string to the child's hand. The semiotic discontinuity, the presence, absence, alternation, the disappearance, returns. Meta language, by making distant or bringing closer the toy which remains attached, lets us know that it is the master of the situation. So that's the carrot or the stick. Back to the old usual premise. What is it? It's the antithetical of the poem. Is it the carrot or the stick? The two, and then we move over to the sonic boom. All right. So close, no matter how far. Couldn't be much more from the heart. Forever trusting who we are. Nothing else matters. Never open myself this way. Lives ours, we live it our way. All these words don't just say. And nothing else matters. Trust I seek and I find in you. Every day for us something new. Open mind for a different view. Nothing else matters. Never care for what they do. Never care for what they know. But I know so close, no matter how far. Couldn't be much more from the heart. For trusting who we are. And nothing else matters. Never open myself this way. Life is ours, we live it our way. All these words I don't just say. And nothing else matters. Trust I seek and I find in you. And every day for us in something new. Open minds for a life for different views. Nothing else matters. That's Kit's Christmas gift.
All right. Opened up early. So what do you have going on coming up? Anything you'd like to promote? Of course, the book and all that.
I'm
Yeah.
hoping folks will support me in picking up copies of the book. And let's see. I had a chance to meet up with Bear Wolf. It kind of sounds funny. I don't want to say this, but it reminds me of that South Park. Was it Bear Pig Man or something? What was it called? Pig Bear Man or something. It was one of those episodes.
Man, bear, pig.
Man, bear, pig. Unfortunately, it reminds me of something weird like that, but I got to disassociate it from my brain. I got to remove that meta language and get some discourse in there. But we had a great time. He was gonna take some books and share with some of the faculty at his college. So that was a really great favor he was doing me. So I got a chance to connect with him, and obviously you guys saw the picture. So there's evidence, unfortunately, of the event, as they say. But other than that, I think I'm just writing, the small scenes and working on larger pieces, and then getting back to my bread and butter stuff. All right, guys, thank you.
Yo, awesome. No, thank you, thank you. That's great. Please share a link, and
I
I'll
will.
push
I'll
that
put it on
forward.
there right now.
Awesome. Yeah, we had Sandy Lands there. Sandy Hills loving the Metallica, the Metallica, and yeah, man. Back to the meta discourse, huh? I was writing in the chat, but sometimes we get caught up in the ways we talk about the ways we talk about the ways we talk about love, and sometimes you just gotta experience, you just gotta love. I dig it. Check out the book. I'll forward the link right now in just a bit. If you guys on YouTube land wanna indulge, I'm definitely gonna have to pick up a copy for sure, which I will read with a cup of coffee. Anyway, great to have you, Tez. We are gonna go ahead as we often do. The game is late. Bases are loaded. It's a tied game. It's time to call in the closer. He's gonna have to do a closing situation. His theme song hits. The stadium goes wild. It's our closer, the one, the only, Dan the Man, who I may have to introduce again. I'm not sure. Let's find out, because he is, after all, the secret producer of the show. Dan, what's up? How you doing tonight?
Good.
Sweet. Cool.
I can only found two relating to Christmas from the poem.
Oh no, your audio is going out again. I wish I had a studio standby music. Some Herb Alpert, maybe, some dun 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 dun. Boom 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 boom. You ready?
Can you hear me now?
Go ahead, continue.
Can you hear me now?
Keep going.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. That was our skit. We planned that. All right, go ahead, Dan.
Yes. Okay. From Poems by Emily Dickinson. That is okay. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. That's what year? Okay. Poems 1891. Book 3, Nature, the Snow, page 143. Okay. It shifts from linden sheaves, it powders all the wood, it fills with the alabaster wool, the wrinkles on the road. It makes an even face of mountains and of plain, unbroken forehead from the east onto the east again. It reaches to the fences, it wraps it rail by rail, till it is lost in fleeces. It flings a crystal veil on stump and stack and stem, the summer's empty room, anchors of seam where harvests were, recordless but for them. It ruffles wrist of post as ankles of a queen, then stills is at artisans like ghost, denying they have been. Okay, yeah. So that's The Snow, page 143, book. Yeah. It's Poems 1891, book 3, Nature, the Snow, part 3. Okay. Okay. And then we're going to Poems 1896, Book 3, Nature, The Coming of Night, page 214. Okay. The Coming of Night. How the old mountains drip with sunset and the breaks of dawn. How the hemlocks are tipped in tinsel by the wizard's sun. How the old steeples hand the scarlets till the ball is full. Have I the lip of the flamingo that I dare to tell? Then how the fire eeps like billows, touching all the grass with a departing sapphire feature, as if a duchess passed. How a small dust crawls in on the village till the house blot, and the old flambeau no men carry glimmer on the spot. Now it is night in the nest and kennel, and where was the wood? Just a dome of abyss is nodding into solitude. These are the visions, baffled Guido, Titian never told, Domenico dropped the pencil, Paris is unfold, end quote. Okay, so that's 1896, Book 3, Nature, The Coming of the Night, page 14. Hang on. Let me do one more. The same 1896 poetry, same Book 3, Nature, Evening, part 212. The cricket sang, and set the sun, and workmen finished one by one. There seemed the day upon the low grass loaded with dew. The twilight stood as strangers do, with hat in hand, polite and new, to say as if or go. A vastness as a neighbor came, a wisdom without a face or name, a peace as hemispheres at home, and so the night became. Evening, 1896 poem, poetry, Book 3, Nature. That's Evening, part 212. All three poems by Emily Dickerson.
Close. Dickinson.
Dickinson,
Yeah.
for sake.
Oh, your voice went out.
Yeah.
No, I meant like your voice. We can't hear you.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, no, we heard that.
Can you still hear me?
Yes. Yes. Can you hear me?
What's up?
Back to this joke. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Dan. Oh, you're looking for your card? Nah, we can't hear you, Dan.
Not again.
Oh,
Ah,
now
for-
we can hear you, but we can see it, and as you would normally say, read it and weep, right?
Yes. Okay. All right.
Cool.
Sorry. Hey, guys, all right, Richie, let's go ahead and call it a night.
Thank you for that, Dan. Cool. We're gonna go and switch it back then.
Yes, please.
Mm-hmm. We got the hold on. I'm gonna mute you because yeah, there's some weird static stuff going on there. We did kind of miss a little bit of that, but I mean, you're here every week, so most people kind of already have you following you. And again, you got the YouTube channel. You can follow him as well, Dan the Man's Weekly. But guys, I want to thank everyone who showed up to read today, everyone who tuned in, even though we did have another technical hiccup. But you know, as always, we improvised and we figured it out. So I'm going to re-upload this video on the Barbed Wire YouTube page. The live stream is still there. It will be there, so you can access it. So if you have the link, you can still access it. And then I'll move over all the links as well from tonight, including I just saw that you added to me, so I'll add that as well. But for Barbed Wire Open Mic, the online open mic, it has truly been a pleasure. We keep doing this as long as you guys keep showing up. And we look forward to celebrating with many of you in person, and if not, you know, online next Monday as well. As always, as soon as we end the stream, we keep the Zoom room open. If anyone ever wants to talk about anything, pitch ideas, try new stuff out, you know, workshop some stuff, or just vent. It's a really good venting space, and trust me, we use it. And other than that, we just share music and all that great stuff. Didn't share anything today, but as always, you can follow me on Instagram at Dead Wall Reveries, and I look forward to hearing from and seeing more of your work in the future. All right, see you next Monday for the live stream.